بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، وأهلا وسهلا بكم جميعا في هذا اليوم الذي تقوم به منظمة الصحة العالمية بإطلاق تقريرها السنوي حول الحق في الوصول إلى الخدمات الصحية خارج أو في داخل وخارج المناطق الفلسطينية. هذا التقرير هو تقرير وطني يعكس الحالة الصحية في فلسطين في الضفة الغربية بما فيها القدس وفي قطاع غزة.
Let me just raise a few issues in the context of movement restrictions, and every mother and child has eventually the right to be together during a child's cancer or other treatment. Yet our data indicate substantial restrictions for thousands of patients. Requests for Gaza patients have over the time been increasingly deteriorating, with eventually in 2015 only 78% of the submitted permits of patients being approved by the Israelis. This rate has gone further down to 66%, meaning that 1 in 3 patients will miss their hospital appointment. Attacks on healthcare are yet another issue of concern. Neutrality of health and respect for health facilities seems no longer the recognized rule of war and the respected principle of human rights law it used to be in the past. Attacks on hospitals, clinics and ambulances, as also documented in our report, cannot be accepted and tolerated. Their impact eventually, ladies and gentlemen, hurts everyone. What I think we all, especially also Robert Piper, can promise you that we have not been and we will not be silent on this. We will continue to remind duty bearers that the people in Gaza have the same human rights and the same right to health that people are used to enjoy elsewhere.
This is about freedom of movement at its most raw level. The right to access literally life-saving services for you or an elderly parent or perhaps an infant child. The very idea that a fence, a wall, a security guard, a bureaucrat could stand between you and such life-saving services should fill us all with a shared sense of dread. We will shortly be overwhelmed with numbers, but we must not lose sight of the people behind these statistics. Stories of real people at their very most vulnerable. Permit approval rates for Gazan applicants in particular have been dropping over recent years, from 92% 3 years ago to 77% last year, and so far this year even lower than 50%. I think of the 1,800 permits that were rejected for Gazans over the last few years. Over half of these, according to the survey follow-up by WHO, were never treated. One legitimate medical case denied access is one too many. 1,800 is a travesty. The West Bank has not escaped these restrictions either. While approval rates are improving in the case of West Bank residents, still over 30,000 patients, or about 17% of applicants, were denied permits in 2015. To date, about 6,000 more people have entered and exited through Gaza in 2016 than in 2015. Progress, for sure, but a fraction of what they used to be between 2008 and 2014, when the crossing was open much more often. Given the unpredictability and the relatively few patients are exiting Gaza through Rafah over the last few years. This report is a tremendous contribution to better understanding the issues and to backing our claims with hard empirical data. We all of us have a responsibility to collectively affirm that the right to health is a basic human right, and to hold accountable the main duty bearers, particularly the government of Israel, to improve access to services for legitimate medical cases. Humanity demands that this be the case. Thank you very much.
People of Gaza suffer of both insufficient offer and quality of health services, and severe obstacles to get the needed cures out of the Gaza Strip. This report is one of several outputs of the project Advocacy for Right to Health in the OPT, supported by the SDC. And this project falls within Switzerland's commitment to supporting the advancement of Palestinians' human rights under the international humanitarian law and the international human rights law, including the right to access to quality health services. We are pleased by the quality of the data collected by WHO and its ability to advocate for improving right to health. The work of WHO in this context is relevant and unique and can make a difference in keeping the right to health on the agenda of the United Nations, donors, and duty bearers, including governments. Our wish is that the advocacy for access to health be intensified, in particular for the right to health should be at the core of our action and policy dialogue. It is the responsibility of the whole humanitarian community to use the excellent data collected by the WHO to engage duty bearers. Switzerland, through the SDC, remains committed to support efforts in promoting and defending the right to health in the occupied Palestinian territories, and in particular in Gaza. However, we cannot do this alone, and we call other donors and the Palestinian authorities, in particular the Ministry of Health, to support the efforts of the WHO in this field.
إن الحق في الصحة بما يتبع ذلك حركة المريض وسيارات الإسعاف ودخول قطع الغيار وتوفر الأدوية والمستهلكات والفحوصات والبنية التحتية وتنمية الكوادر البشرية وخروجها وحرية حركتها، كل هذه الأمور لا زالت حاضرة وبثقلها الذي ينعكس سلباً على مجمل الخدمات الصحية، الأمر الذي يجبر المواطن الفلسطيني للبحث عن بديل في ظل ظروف لا تسمح له في إيجاد هذا البديل وفي معاناة إضافية فوق المعاناة. هذا التقرير الذي يوضح بشكل أو بآخر أنه من بين كل 4 مرضى، لا أقول أنهم يحتاجون وإنما تنطبق عليهم معايير العلاج بالخارج، من كل 4 مرضى هناك مريض يحرم من الخروج ويمنع من الخروج. من بين كل 4 في هناك مريض ممنوع. وعندما أقول هؤلاء ليسوا المرضى الذين يحتاجون وإنما هؤلاء المرضى الذين تنطبق عليهم الشروط، إذ أن هناك شروط خاصة ولا يكفل هذا النظام للمريض حرية اختيار المعالج، فمن لا تنطبق عليه الشروط لا يحق له في غزة على وجه التحديد أن يختار المعالج حتى لو أراد أن يدفع ذلك من جيبه الخاص، وإن توفر له ذلك فهو محروم من هذا الحق ولا يحق له أن يفعل ذلك.
مرضى السرطان في غزة في انتظار الموت، وهم بين سندان المنع من السفر لتلقي العلاج ومطرقة النقص الحاد للأدوية، حيث تتواصل الشكاوي المقدمة إلى برنامج العون والأمل من كافة المريضات في غزة عن مشكلات رئيسية، وأهمها منع المريضات من السفر لتلقي علاجهن الدوري، إلى جانب نقص الدواء الحاد، مع العلم أنهن كن يسافرن بشكل شبه مستقر فيما سبق.
Let me finally express our deep appreciation for the resilience of the Palestinian people, particularly for the people here in Gaza. Because despite all the challenges that are mentioned, and thanks to the substantial effort of the Ministry of Health, we eventually still see reasonable quality health services here in Gaza, and we see relatively good health indicators. But we need to act now to prevent the situation from deteriorating. Thanks very much.